Hello, Matthew Hunter again with the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies comics blog. My last Let's Look video seemed to be a hit, so I'm going to start with a more modern one this time. This one is Looney Tunes number 75 from the DC series, which still continues today, although mostly reprints. And this was when that series was at its peak. And by that I mean it had great writers, Dan Slott in particular, who wrote this story, and David Alvarez, who I've talked about before. He now storyboards on the Looney Tunes show, among other things, but just brilliant, brilliant artist who really understood these characters and still does. And if you look at this story, you know, they wanted to do something special for issue number 75, and they really did. They decided to do, instead of just little bitty stories throughout the book, they did an entire storyline all the way through. And of course it starts off with Daffy as he's ripping up Bugs' pictures and promotional items for a show. And then of course we get on, if this thing will ever turn here. Anyway, so Granny witnesses him beating up a paper stand-up of Bugs Bunny. And of course Granny sees it and panics and thinks he's actually killing Bugs. And the officer, of course, thinks that Daffy has killed him. And the real mystery, of course, is that Bugs really is missing, and nobody knows why. So Porky bails Daffy out of jail, and Daffy goes off to find out who really killed Bugs Bunny. And just look at the artwork here. You know, it looks something out of you know, Rocket Squad or Deduce You Say, or you know, it's very much Chuck Jones influenced here. That expression is just what Dave Alvarez does so well. And as we go on, Daffy goes and interrogates all these other characters. Of course, his first stop is Elmer Fudd's house. And you see, if you look at the trophy room in Elmer Fudd's house, I'll let you read this for a second. You see all the characters there. I mean, everybody from Gruesome Gorilla to Bruno the Bear to El Toro. He's even got the Abominable Snowman up there. Let's see.
You know, he's got a point. I don't see a single fly up there.
Oh, man. So, anyway, one thing I don't like about these DC comics is they have ads in them. The old Dells didn't, but what are you going to do, right? Now, here's a great gag here. Kind of a slam at Tiny Toons. he thinks he's got Bugs on the wall. He pulls it off, and it's Buster. Okay. And then, of course, we get the duck season, rabbit season thing here. I guess, just because. But look at those expressions on Daffy's face here. This is wonderful. Look at this. Alright. And then here's a kind of funny gag here. You know, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, mating season. Now, this is probably one of the most messed up gags you'll ever see in a comic book. Especially one that was supposedly aimed at kids. Look at Elmer, and then look at Daffy. Oh man. Okay, so anyway, here we go. We're interrogating some other characters now, and look at this spread here. That says something about Alvarez's talent, how you can draw all these different characters and fit them in the same scene, and draw them well. They look like they just came out of the cartoons they starred in. In fact, here's the cat, the hotel manager from one of the Daffy Duck cartoons of the 40s. That was Porky Pig's Feet, actually, directed by Frank Tashlin. Let's see, you've got the great Gildersleeve, that floor walker guy from from Hair Condition. You've got Angus McCrory, the bagpipe playing Scotsman. You've got the Martin brothers from Hillbilly Hair. One of the Gas House Gorillas from Baseball Bugs. Nasty Canasta, the big construction worker guy. What is it? What's his name? Shamfu the Magician, I think, this guy. All these guys. And just wonderful. And then, let's see. We got Rocky and Muggsy. And then, look, you see the Edward G. Robinson caricature and the Peter Lorre caricature from Racketeer Rabbit. And, of course, let's see. Babyface, Finster. And meanwhile, Daffy's got this Irish cop who's always on his case, you know, just like, you better find who really did it or you're going to jail. Let's see. You knew I was in that trunk, didn't you, Duck? This is great. Here, we got Porky talking to Cecil. Let's see. What is he? Let it focus here. Well, sorry, the lighting's not all that great. But look at the expressions on Porky. It's just amazing. And then Cecil, of course, doesn't really change expression much at all. And talks really slow, because, of course, he's a turtle.
That blankety blank blank tweedle,
As Bugs would call him. This is good. And Daffy goes to the dog pound and starts interrogating all of Bugs' dog enemies. You got Willoughby, who you don't really see much anymore in modern stuff. This is great. Willoughby right next to K9. Look at how Alvarez draws them here. I mean, just look at this. I mean, right down to the brush on K9's helmet. And then, of course, this great little fight scene here. You just see, like, the muzzles and claws and Daffy's face, like, contorted. Wonderful stuff. And, let's see, he talks to Marvin, the Martian, who, of course, has some instant Martians laying around. And this is a great gag. Daffy thinks they're sugar for his coffee. And then drinks it, and wow. Full of Martians. Porky's still talking to Cecil. Then, of course, we head out west to talk to all the villains out there. Of course, a little homage to Drip Along Daffy here. And, talks to Wile E. Coyote first, using the same door gag that he used in Operation Rabbit. Wile E. here. Once again, look at the expressions. And this is good. Here's another group scene. You have to look and see who's all in there. Red Hot Rider, the little Hiawatha, Cottontail Smith, and then here comes Yosemite Sam, and Daffy, of course, immediately gets into one of those escalating gun gags like they had in some of the old Freeling cartoons, and, of course, sticks up one gun, they keep outdoing each other, and finally he's like, well, I got a 10-shooter, and then Daffy, cowers, and he says, oh, I got a parachuter, and this parachute guy falls on him. And we head out, looks like, to Middle East here. We talk to Hassan. Oh, there's the genie, too. Actually, a couple of different genies. You get, he comes up here, talks to Mike and Ted, or the caricatures of writers Mike Maltese and Ted Pierce. Still marooned on that island, obviously. Napoleon. Anyway, it goes on and on. We meet a bunch of different characters. The monster caricatures. You get Count Blood Count. The big giant from Beanstalk Bunny. Let's see, who else? Taz, of course, with a funny gag here. They try to see if Taz has actually eaten him. And here's here's Humphrey Bogart comes out. Hey, you got a cup of coffee for a fellow American who's down on his luck? Let's see.
Here you go.
And tunneling all around and around. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is great, too. This is all the stuff, all the characters Taz has devoured. So, everybody from Foghorn Leghorn to the Goofy Gophers to Hubie and Bertie and Speedy Gonzales and Sniffles. Pepe. Pepe Le Pew. Sylvester and Tweety. The elephant. That elephant, I think, is from Rabbit Fire.
You do, and I'll give you such a pinch.
You know, that guy. Let's see. Then here's, Daisy Lou Bunny and the little rabbit from Rabbit's Kin and Lola Bunny and Millicent the Slobovian rabbit. All these different rabbits that aren't bugs. And finally,
No, he's just gotta be down there. He's gotta. Bugs! Dang it!
And then, of course, let's see. Yeah. Wow. Then he just finally rips Taz's skeleton out. Anyway, in the end, it turns out that Bugs really isn't dead. Daffy still gets carted off to jail, and we find out why. Bugs actually really did take the right turn at Albuquerque this time, and he's on a beach with beautiful women. But anyway, just a wonderful, wonderful story, and just an example of how good those DC comics in the '90s really were, and right up into the 2000s until somebody at DC Comics, I guess, found no more reason to make new ones, and they just started reprinting them, which is really a shame. And they really weren't the same after Alvarez was let go. But anyway,
That's all, folks. Till next time.